Hello and welcome to the Dharma.life podcast. I'm your host, Aloise.life, and I would love to welcome you back to the Dharma.life podcast. This episode, we are talking about why challenges are opportunities for growth. So I wanted to just jump in today and apologize. I haven't been as active as I normally am. I have been dealing with some challenges. So I thought it was best to come on and share what's been going on for me and talk to you about how I am looking at these challenges as opportunities for growth. If you've been following our Virtues series, hopefully you have. Josh X and I and the lovely Michelle have been talking about why we need to be virtuous. And one of the things we have been discussing is the fact that it is our responsibility to integrate consciousness when we come across gnosis. So as we shift our consciousness level, we will start to become aware of information that impacts our lives. And we should be diligent at applying that information into our life, because with great power comes responsibility. So the more we shift our consciousness, we have the responsibility to be diligent and be responsible and integrate that awareness into our existence. Now, where am I going with all of this? Well, challenges are opportunities for growth. And recently, what I have found myself in is a health challenge. So at the beginning of lockdown, I found my cycle was going crazy, very bloated. My stomach was kind of swelling up and I didn't really know why. I was tired. I was lethargic. And I thought, God, I'm getting old, Anyway, some investigation has discovered that I basically had Candida. So in my 20s, I was quite a heavy drinker before I discovered spirituality. My 20s and 30s were very much I suppose mid-20s, early 30s were drugs and alcohol. And I think what happened there was I damaged the lining of my gut. And obviously now what I was experiencing was these Candida symptoms. And for those of you that don't know, Candida lives in our gut, but it can overgrow when we eat bad foods, when we eat sugar, when we eat an unhealthy diet. And obviously, if we have damaged our gut lining, which I had through drinking alcohol, then it can spread into our organs. And it sounds really nasty, doesn't it? So my health challenge, I have been literally unpicking what has been going on with my body. And I know one of my life lessons is to focus on my health. So one of the things I've really been doing, and I suppose I've been a bit more internal recently, is I've been looking at my health and wellness. And I've been looking at my diet specifically. Now, as I've shifted my consciousness, I have let go of various things in my diet. It started off with meat. As we find out that meat is basically eating death, we want to be high vibrational. We don't want to be low vibrational. So the more information I found out about meat, we gave up eating meat probably about 3 years ago. So the more I've shifted my consciousness around what these things are doing to my body, we have a responsibility to integrate that into our existence. About 3 years ago, I let go of meat. 2 years ago, I let go of alcohol completely. So my husband and I don't drink at all. And that's one of the best things I've ever done. I wasted so many years drinking alcohol. It's such a distraction. And obviously, it's so terrible for the body. And when you realize that it is poison, it's literally poisoning your body. Once you get to that point, you have a responsibility to really integrate that into your awareness and literally let go of it. One of the best things I ever did. And then I gave up coffee, because also coffee blocks your energy, your nadi, your energy channels. And obviously, one of the things we're aiming to do is open all of our chakras as we go through our awareness and as we raise our consciousness level. So that was another thing I let go of. And now it is time for me to let go of sugar. So sugar has been my nemesis. I think naturally, for one of the things that happened for me is as I let go of alcohol and as I let go of things that were almost crutches, sugar became a new friend. Now, I have known for a long time that sugar is bad for you. I did give it up for probably about 9 months. And then unfortunately, I fell off the wagon and went back onto sugar. So obviously, all of those things have made this Candida condition worse. I was very resistant to the change, should I say, as I know this stuff and as I teach this stuff, and as the fact that challenges are really opportunities for growth. I'm now diving in. So I've decided that I'm really going to embrace, I would say vegan lifestyle, but a whole food lifestyle. So no sugar, no processed food, and obviously eating every 2 to 3 hours and eating whole foods. Courtesy of the lovely X family, they've been very instrumental in this journey for me and very supportive and loving and helpful. And I'm excited. And of course, it feels like a massive transformation because you have to literally change how you eat everything. So going to the supermarket or going to the market becomes a sort of full-time job to begin with. But I know it's because I need to get my head around eating this way. And already I'm starting to see the benefits. So my energy levels are much, much higher. And one of the things I'm obviously doing is tackling my Candida. So I really wanted to jump in your inbox today to kind of catch you up with what's been happening in my life. I felt very insular as well. I felt I could feel my consciousness shifting. And I think sometimes when we go through consciousness shifts, it's very private, it's very personal. This has not just been about the food for me. It's been about my work and what I want to be known for and what I want to stand for. And really, for me, I'm really keen to be a spiritual guide for you guys and to really point you in the correct direction. There's so much illusion and so many consciousness traps out there that I really want to be a strong guide for you to help you guys understand that our job and our real mission, our hero's journey, is to understand that we are an energetic being, that we have to unlock our energy centers. And as we unlock our energy centers, we also shift our consciousness level and our perspective around the way we view the world. And what's been happening for me is I was stuck in my third eye, in the illusion, and I have shifted from the illusion into my ego attachment. So I know that that is the stage of the process that I am on. Now, this is something we talk a lot more about in the virtues. This is something I talk a lot more about in Dharma Life Academy. We go very deep on helping you understand how to unlock each and every chakra. But this is the true work. This is how we become a 144,000 being. This is how we vibrate at a higher level. This is how we turn on and activate our energy body and our energy system. We activate our Taurus. So I think one of the misnomers, or one of the things that's confusing for people out there at the moment, is knowing what the work is. You know, there's so much distraction with the truther community. It's very easy to get lost in everything that's happening right now. You really have to understand that everything is happening right now is divine. As much as it's horrible watching our friends and family go through vaccinations and obviously all the problems with that and not understanding the impact of those, we have to understand that every single soul on this human being, on this human planet, is really on their own individual journey. And our hero's journey is to come home to source. So we do that by letting go of the ego attachment. So for any of you guys out there who are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, who are feeling a little bit lost with actually what the true work is, I really recommend you to kind of become part of my community or Josh X's community, because we are here for you and we are supporting you in the real spiritual work. And at the moment, it is very, very confusing with everything that is going on out in the world. So I'm jumping in your inbox to remind you that challenges are opportunities for growth. I know that my food is the next opportunity for me to expand my awareness. And it's very interesting because when we listen, when we are true to ourselves, and when we really act on the gnosis and the information we're getting, the right people show up to guide us and to support us. And anything we do to integrate that knowledge into our awareness then opens up a new level and perspective for us. This is the incredible thing about consciousness and about the planet. It's an incredible hero's journey. So what is it that you guys know that you need to tackle? I would really advise you to look at one thing at a time and don't scatter your energy, and really focus on one thing that you understand and you know that you need to integrate. So it could be the fact that you know you need to make changes in your diet as well. It could be that you know you need to leave a relationship. It could be that you need to look at an exercise issue or a body issue. Whatever it is, you know, you're listening to this now and you're probably thinking, oh, I really need to do that. Give up smoking, give up alcohol, whatever it is. Don't get to the point that I have where my body is literally said, you're too out of whack. You are literally too out of whack. It started to give me physical symptoms. So we will experience problems in our pain body as a lesson. Everything is a lesson, basically. And when we know something, but we don't integrate it and we don't act on it, we will get a lesson. Every single thing is a lesson. And this is why one of the most powerful questions that you can ask yourself is, what am I learning from this situation and what is my lesson? And I like to do that on a daily basis. I go through my day at the end and I lie in bed and I say, what could I have done differently? And what did I learn? Because when we do that, we are continually getting the lesson. It means that we are continually looking at how we can grow. And then by getting the lesson, it means we don't have to repeat the lesson. So you beautiful people, I would love to know in the comments, what is it that you are going to focus on? What is your challenge at the moment? And what is it you know you need to change that you have been procrastinating around? Challenges are opportunities for growth. So I'd love to know in the comments exactly what it is that you're going to change and you're going to commit to changing. Some of you might be on the health, food and diet train as well. Let me know. That would be fantastic.